Hey guys, hope you're all having a great day. Obviously, Halo Studios just did their community live stream about the Frontlines operation yesterday, and I have a lot of stuff I want to go over. They talked a lot about the future of Halo Infinite development, as well as the main focus, of course, being on Frontlines operation. So I'm really excited about a lot of that stuff, and I really want to dive into it and hear your guys' opinion as well. So let's go ahead and start off with the first thing, which to me, the first thing I want to talk about is the return to seasonality. As Halo Studios put it, every season/quarter, I think when they say seasons, they're actually talking about like winter, fall, spring, you can expect a much bigger operations. And this is going to be starting with the one coming out, Frontlines. So Frontlines is a more of a season than it is a small operation. However, they are still going to be calling it operations. And with these bigger quarterly operations, you can expect more content kind of dropping than just normal operations, as well as a bigger battle pass. So for instance, Frontlines is going to have a 50 tier battle pass. 20 tiers of that is free, so a lot like regular operations, and the remaining 30 tiers are actually going to be a part of the premium battle pass. So it is 1,000 credits for the premium battle pass. And a really important thing to note is that you have to buy the premium battle pass while it is active. So when it comes to the end of Frontlines and the new seasons about, or new operations about to launch, that is the last chance you're going to have to buy the premium battle pass. So if you do not buy it during the time that the battle pass is active, you essentially will not be able to activate that battle pass again and unlock even, I think, the free items they said are going to be coming to the store. Now, one thing that I don't know if they really clarified it super well, when they talked about the free items coming to the store, it kind of was suggested that maybe it would be free because one of the presenters was saying free stuff will remain free. So that was a little confusing to me. The free items coming to the store might be at a 0 points cost, and that would be a big win, but a lot of people are not a fan of this whole battle passes expiring thing. I will say, obviously, a lot of video games do this, so Halo was kind of unique in the fact that it lets you go back and buy these old battle passes. And a lot of people are referring to this as FOMO, and I think that is true, right? It is a little bit of a fear of missing out. I think they tried to calm people down a little bit by saying, these items, and this is another important point to make, these items are coming to the store. And the other thing that they said is that these items are actually being pulled from the store. So they said that these are items that are supposed to be coming to the store, and they're putting it into the premium battle pass instead. Obviously, they're coming to the store later, and they will be full price at that point. So they're looking at it more as a way of getting significantly discounted store products, items, rather than having to pay full price for them in the store by earning your way through the battle pass. So a lot of people don't love this. I actually see this as a really good ad. I think there's a lot more value into it. I'm a free player. I almost never really buy anything from the store. I purchased a couple things, mainly just the supporting esports teams that I liked. But with that being said, I actually don't hate this. I know a lot of people, I saw it in the chat when they announced this, were very upset about the whole expiring battle pass. And I don't necessarily love it either, right? I don't like the idea that I have to buy it. Otherwise, I will lose any chance of earning it, but I get it. And at the same time, I also understand a lot of these items are coming to the store, so maybe that helps with the FOMO a little bit, but it's not going to completely get rid of that FOMO because these items are coming to the store at full price. So if you want to get them at the value price, quote unquote, you got to buy the premium battle pass. I don't hate it. I understand if a lot of people may disagree with me on that. That's just my opinions on that. But with that being said, they also announced a lot of weapon tuning. So they've done a lot of weapon tuning on like the shock pistol, shock rifle, the heat wave, the assault rifle, ton of stuff to go over that I won't bore you to death with. I think it's interesting, and I recommend, if you do too, reading the article on Halo Waypoint about it. But the big stuff is that they are kind of making the game feel a lot more like in line with the older Halo titles. So grenades are going to be more bouncy now. That's going to be obviously a lot of fun in my opinion. But also on top of that, it really does help the game feel a lot more like the older Halo titles. Halo titles have typically had frag grenades be pretty darn bouncy, and Halo Infinite was just an exception to that, I guess. So they're making it a lot more like the older Halo games, and kind of on the same theme, they're also reducing the strafing speed. So the left to right strafing speed is going to be slowed down to make it feel a lot more like the older Halo games once again. This is something that I don't know if it really bugged me. I know a lot of people were complaining about the strafing speed being too fast, and trust me, as someone who plays a lot of Halo Infinite, my main mode being ranked 2, so a lot of precision DMR/bandit, I should say, gameplay. I don't know if strafing has been really that noticeable of being an annoyance to me, but I'm really interested once this operation rolls out to see how different it feels to me and whether I like it better or maybe I might even like it less. I don't know. But we will see. A lot of fans have been complaining about it, so it's a good, overall good move for the game. And then also, once again, to make the game feel a lot more like the older Halo games, they're adjusting the jumping. So they're making the jumping a lot like the older Halo games and including a lot more skill jumps. This is honestly, in my opinion, a huge benefit to the game. Skill jumps are always something that I think every Halo game should have. It's part of the sandbox that makes Halo unique. It's not to say Halo Infinite doesn't have any skill jumps, but not quite to the extent and the feel of the older Halo games, so they're updating that to fix that. And I'm excited to see essentially all the new skill jumps, but also how players react to it. And again, as someone who plays a lot of ranked arena, how many more players are going to rely on skill jumps a lot more. Obviously, I imagine in the pro scene, we'll see a lot more of it, but even on high level ranked play, I'm curious how many players are going to use skill jumps on a regular basis. All right, next up on my list is that Assault is back. So Halo Infinite is very obviously a unique case, right? Content coming that should have been at launch is no new story here. But the game mode Assault, which is, if you don't know, it's the one with the bomb, is finally coming in Frontlines. Very excited to see that. I think the game, a big complaint has been that the game doesn't have as much game modes as the older Halo games, and we're slowly getting there. So having Assault come into Halo Infinite is a big plus. It's obviously something that should have been there at launch. I'm not trying to sugarcoat it, but thank God we're finally getting it. All right, I saved the best for last, at least in my opinion, and that is that there's a new map coming. So it is a Forge map. I don't think we have high chances of seeing more dev maps come out for Halo Infinite, at least not without something significantly changing. So the Forgers did come out with a new map. It's going to be called Origin, and it is a remake of Halo 5 Coliseum. The reason why I say the best for last is because I'm a huge Halo 5 player. I played all the Halo games, but I did pour a lot of time into Halo 5, and yes, I'm not a huge fan of the campaign, and I understand why a lot of people don't love Halo 5, but I am a big fan of the multiplayer. I played a lot of the multiplayer, and Coliseum has probably been my favorite map ever since the game launched, especially Coliseum Capture the Flag. I don't know what it is, I just love that game mode and that game type together. So I'm very excited to see Origin, which is the name for the map, come to Halo Infinite, and honestly, I really want to dig into the map and see how different it feels, because obviously Halo Infinite does feel a lot different than Halo 5. But with that being said, really good news to me. I appreciate the Forgers so much. It is a shame that we have to rely so much on Forgers for content in this game, but it is what it is, unfortunately. And you know what, I just realized I said best for last, but I completely forgot to mention, and this is so sad because it's such a big part of this update, the Fuel Rod SPNKR. So new weapon coming, semi-new weapon, quote unquote, I guess is the best way to put it. It is the Fuel Rod cannon, but in the form of the SPNKR. Big reason for this is Mint Blitz kind of explained it. I guess Microsoft doesn't want to pay for animators, so they can't get animations for a new gun, and that's why so much of the new weapons have been reworks of current weapons. So apparently that's what they had to do with the Fuel Rod cannon. They basically had to use the SPNKR's animations and create a little bit of a different model, and now we have the Fuel Rod cannon in the form of the Fuel Rod SPNKR. Not a legitimate Fuel Rod cannon, of course, but something that's kind of close is the best way I can put it. Very excited to get my hands on it. Obviously, new guns in the game is as exciting as content gets for Halo Infinite nowadays. So new maps and new guns, those are the two most exciting stuff that this game could come out with. Obviously, I wish that wasn't the case. I wish we could see that campaign DLC and things like that. But for the moment, I actually am excited that they're still developing for this game. Obviously, Halo Studios and Microsoft has said that they will continue to support the game, but I wasn't sure quite to what level that meant. And no, the development isn't like crazy. You know, they're not coming out with brand new dev maps or really new game modes that we've never seen before. I'm just happy to see that they are trying here and are actually working on trying to continue to support this game and keep it somewhat fresh while we wait for the next Halo games to get announced and launched, of course. All right, guys, I was going to wrap it up. Obviously, I talked for way too long, so I really appreciate you guys watching this video. I always appreciate you guys. I just want to say thank you. I will see you all again soon with some new videos, and I will talk to you all later. Bye-bye.